Because I don't think anyone can argue Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA. We know she broke all those records in college. But what was it about Caitlin that has just garnered so much attention and changed things the way that she has?
You know, Rhiannon, obviously she's a basketball player, clearly, as you can see. But she's also an entertainer.
Christine Brennan's explosive tell, all about Caitlin Clark, just became a #1 bestseller, and the WNBA is absolutely losing their minds on her game. Caitlin Clark and the revolution in women's sport isn't just flying off the shelves, it's exposing every dirty secret about how the league tried to sabotage their own golden goose.
And it seems like every story or excerpt or interview that Christine does turns up the heat a little bit more on what Caitlin Clark's first year in the WNBA looked like and the lack of preparation from the league level to the players to, even logistically. This league was not ready for this phenomenon to take over.
The book that was supposed to celebrate Clark's historic rookie season has instead become a damning indictment of everything wrong with the WNBA's leadership. And the panic in league offices is spreading faster than Clark's logo 3S when
This league is full of drama. Absolute drama. Now, we knew when Christine Brennan, the journalist who wrote the upcoming Caitlin Clark book, the stories emerging from this book is going to light the league on fire. I mean, seriously. We got an altercation between Brennan and Dejanay Carrington. It doesn't even have to do with the eye gouge, which we know Dejanay flipped her wig off over.
When a seasoned sports journalist like Christine Brennan, who's covered 21 Olympic Games and written 7 books, decides to write an unauthorized biography about you, you know you've transcended sports and become a cultural phenomenon. But here's what's making the WNBA executives sweat bullets. This isn't a fluff piece about Clark's basketball skills. This is a comprehensive expose that documents how spectacularly unprepared the league was for their biggest moment in franchise history.
Spoke with somebody from the W who she did not name, and she asked that person, do you know how big this is going to be? And that person responded, yeah, this should be the biggest thing since Maya Moore. Now, Maya Moore is an all-time great player. Maya Moore has never sniffed what Caitlin Clark has meant to the profile of women's basketball. And Christine Brennan was shocked that they would compare it to that.
The success of Brennan's book proves something the WNBA has been desperately trying to deny: Caitlin Clark showing off her influence again, even when she's not even playing. While other players struggle to fill half-empty arenas, Clark gets a book written about her that shoots straight to #1 on bestseller lists. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about star power, cultural impact, and the uncomfortable truth that one player has become bigger than an entire
Caitlin Clark is way more important to the WNBA than Tiger Woods was to men's golf, even though he was huge. And to then see this negativity, like why? And what should have been done? I look seriously at the leadership of the WNBA. And how could you not be prepared for this moment? You've seen it happening in the Big Ten. You've seen it in Iowa. You see these TV ratings. And then what?
In the WNBA has a book written about them that becomes a national bestseller? The answer is nobody, and that's exactly the problem. While veteran players have been complaining about Clark's popularity and questioning whether she deserves the attention, the marketplace has delivered its verdict with brutal clarity. People aren't just buying this book because they love feel-good sports stories. They're buying it because they want the truth about what really happened during Clark's transition to professional basketball.
People are doing a really good job promoting it for. I mean, for the folks who are against the Brennan notion or the promotion, they surely are doing a lot of promoting for her. I mean, Dejanay Carrington.
Brennan's book reveals that the day after Clark declared for the WNBA draft, she called a top league official to gauge their understanding of what was coming. The official's response, they compared Clark's potential impact to Maya Moore's arrival in the league. Maya Moore, can you believe that? That comparison alone shows how catastrophically the league misunderstood what they were getting. Clark wasn't just another talented draft pick. She was a once-in-a-generation phenomenon who had already broken every viewership record in college basketball history.
And this person said, well, this is probably the biggest thing that happened in the WNBA since Maya Moore. And Maya Moore is a great basketball player and deserved to have the kind of attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, but never got it. The notion that the WNBA wasn't ready for this, couldn't believe that this could happen, I think it set in motion so many of the issues and the conversations we've had about the jealousy and the concern that we see from some of the players, the cheap shot hits, Kennedy Carter last year and Marina Mabry this year, Dana, that it just was the sense that this incredible thing is happening to the WNBA and the league seems completely, utterly unprepared for it.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. The book's success isn't just domestic. It's exposing Clark's international influence to a global audience that the WNBA desperately wants to control the narrative about. Fans are flying from Mexico, Hawaii, and countries across the world specifically to see Clark play. At a recent Las Vegas Aces game, fans traveled from as far as Hawaii and Mexico City, wearing Clark jerseys and explaining how she sparked their interest in women's basketball. One fan from Hawaii told reporters, "I flew from Hawaii just to see Caitlin Clark. I started out with Caitlin, but I think she definitely drew more attention to other players." Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is On the Court. This is GT. Look, I just met a real young fan right here who traveled over 852 miles in CCC. So go make sure you get this box checked off. Alright. This global appeal is exactly what makes the WNBA panic. They're realizing that Clark's fan base isn't just American basketball fans. It's an international community of people who discovered women's basketball through her. These fans aren't loyal to the WNBA, they're loyal to Clark. When she's injured and can't play, ticket prices plummet by 70% in 48 hours. When she's healthy, games are moved to larger venues to accommodate the crowds. The Washington Mystics moved their game against the Fever from their 4,200-seat home arena to the 20,000-seat Capital One Arena specifically because of Clark. The Las Vegas Aces moved their match up to T-Mobile Arena to accommodate the thousands of extra fans coming to see Clark face off against A.A. Wilson. These aren't just basketball fans, these are Clark fans who happen to watch basketball. We're going on vacation to Las Vegas, and we are going to go see Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever against Aces. The Aces, no way, we already have tickets. Really, thank you, thank once in a lifetime opportunity, thank. You guys, while other WNBA players are fighting for social media followers and struggling to get mainstream media attention, Clark gets the royal treatment from major publishers. Scrier, a division of Simon & Schuster, didn't just publish this book, they're promoting it like the cultural phenomenon it represents. The book includes dozens of extensive interviews and exclusive behind-the-scenes reporting that veterans journalists don't usually get access to for unauthorized biographies. Brennan spent 6 straight weeks covering Clark's first WNBA season, something she convinced her editor to approve specifically because she recognized the magnitude of what was happening. Alright, black and white sports supporters, let's talk about Dane Carrington because she's angry. DJ Jane's mad. That's right. She's mad about Christine Brennan's book and some of the stories that are emerging from said book. Now, what's interesting about what it is that DJ Jane is saying here, you do realize there were witnesses to said story that came out. And if you actually pulled the journalist in the court, they're going to bring those witnesses in and be like, yep, they walked. She walked in and this is exactly what happened. And judge is going to look over at you and go, this wasn't a routine sports assignment. This was documenting a cultural shift in real time. The fact that Clark never sat down for a one-on-one interview with Brennan makes the book's success even more remarkable. People are buying a book about an athlete who didn't even cooperate with the author purely because they're hungry for honest analysis about the Clark phenomenon. The book's commercial success is sending shockwaves through the WNBA because it's exposing their incompetence to a mainstream audience. This isn't just basketball insiders reading about league politics. This is regular people learning about how badly the WNBA mismanaged their biggest opportunity in franchise history. Publishers don't greenlight books about athletes unless they know there's massive public interest, and the fact that this book became a bestseller proves that Clark's appeal extends far beyond sports fans. Ended in Paris, came back, went to Indy, and I was with the fever every step of the way. Wow, I got a chance to ask her 40 to 50 questions. Everything was off, nothing was off limits. And she is, as I say in the book, she's 20 to going. On 40 or 50, everything thrown at her. I asked her about her like of the Taylor Swift a post about Claw Harris, endorsing Claw Harris. Would she be endorsing her? You could ask those kinds of questions. Most athletes, as you know, aren't happy when you ask those questions. She looks you in.